I didn't have any social life. I didn't really know anyone. I think the most social life I had was just like my parents' friends. My name is Iwaye Ehizukali, but you can just call me ID. Edo State, Uromi to be precise.
Wadu.
Are you Edo?
Of course.
Oh, really? So what's your... Okay, this is not for you.
Right.
Actually. Alright, so back to what I was saying. So I hated my boarding house because I was in boarding house for like 6 years throughout, and I had to like cut my hair, and we couldn't wear like earrings, we couldn't bring provisions, we could only see our parents like once in a month. The sisters were very mean, like the sisters were very mean, and it was a very tough school, but I made some friends. It was fun, but I just didn't like how the school was like too strict. Like it was very strict, they were very hard on us girls, and I don't know why, but
was it a mixed school?
It was an all-girls school. So you can imagine.
You know what they say about all girls schools?
What they say? Please tell me. I'm curious. What do they say about all girls schools?
I don't know. Like, Ibalu, what did they say about all girls schools? Well, you're looking at me just now.
What do they say about all girls schools? I'm curious. What do they say about all girls schools?
They say a lot of stuff about all girls schools.
Good things or bad things?
Bad things, bad things.
Like,
but you know, it's the same thing they always say. But what did they say about all boys schools?
Well, all boys schools, they're very like reserved, timid, and they shy away from girls. So I guess that's the same thing with all girls school, I guess.
You can say that, but that's what I'm leaning towards. Like whenever I think about like all girls schools, I'll be like, there's a higher tendency for there to be lesbians.
Same thing with boys, so all boys schools. It's a higher tendency for them to be gays.
You have a problem.
That means it's true. Well, to be honest, I don't think it's a lie, but it's also not like completely true. I think it just depends on the person at the end of the day.
Sure.
So,
but you know, don't you think like the lack of the other sex will encourage it more?
Next.
You might say like it depends on the person at the end of the day, but at the same time, like some people can be convinced.
Yes.
Some people can be convinced.
It influences you to go towards that direction more. Yeah, but either ways, to be honest, I don't know why people do all girls school, all boys school. I think it's very messed up, and I feel like it makes it imbalanced. And I believe that everything in life has to have like a balance. So it's like boys, girls, like everything in life just needs to have that balance. So it made no sense to me why we would have like a single sex school. Like it was very messy. People that were very mean, they were bullies. To be honest, I have like the worst experience. Like I try not to remember like I don't want to remember like I went to a school like that. Like it's very traumatic in so many levels. But
you traumatized you there. It was like your worst bullying experience.
See, it's so bad that like I don't ever have a worse because almost everything was bad. That's how bad it was. But like the main one that I said was like really, really terrible. That was like so bad. It was when I had like, seniors. Like I had this. This one was really painful. This one was really painful to me because my parents had like this. You know how your parents have like family friends and their kids happen to be in the same school with me. So we all went to school, and they were like seniors. So like, okay, you know, since she's like your junior, you know, just take care of her, be there for her, make sure she's not bullied, you know, protect her, care for her, that kind of stuff. And I was happy. I was like, oh my goodness, I don't get bullied because, you know, I have like other ones supposedly supposed to be looking for me. And you will not believe it. Those were the exact same girls that bullied me. So I was like, how are you the one supposed to be like my elders that take care of me? But you're the one bullying me. But anyway, it was so bad. So like I had to, like anyway. And one thing I never liked is like when people try to like, you know, like bully me or you know, take advantage of me and all those kind of stuff. So I made sure like I reported them. I did not care that they were bullies. And I'm happy they got what they deserved. So I didn't have any social life. I didn't really know anyone. I think the most social life I had was just like my parents' friends.
That's dark.
That's crazy. But like it was so bad. I didn't even have a phone. I didn't even have anything. Like it was so bad. But yeah, like I said, I wish like I could remember that part of my life. But I feel like everything happens for a reason because like it helped me be tougher. It helped me be able to survive everywhere.
Yeah, adversity will make you stronger.
It made me so strong, and I wasn't afraid of like going anywhere or being in a very uncomfortable like environment or like a new environment because of like if I was able to go through all that and like I survived and I came out stronger, then I can literally do anything and I'll be fine. And I survived the worst. So it's like the worst was over. I believe like that was like the worst phase of my life. So I'm like that was what phase of my life and it was over and I'm happy it's over. And then I finally graduated from school, from secondary school. And I was happy to go to university because finally I was in a school with boys. Like finally, like the balance is there. Like finally. So I went to Bessie outside university. I was in Benin City and it was very nice. I actually liked it. Like it was a private school, so it wasn't like the best of the best schools, like the top schools are like everything is like posh, nice. It was just like average, but it was really nice. And I studied international studies and diplomacy, and I studied that not because I really had interest, to be honest. I studied it because I didn't like maths, and that was the only course they were offering in school that didn't have maths. So you know how like your whole life everybody tells you, you go to school, you get a job, you work your whole life, you marry, you have kids, like the normal standard of living. So I was just like, okay, let me look for like job, and then I got a job at Zenith Bank. So I worked at Zenith Bank. I worked as a customer service representative. Because like you meet all sorts of people, all sorts of characters, all sorts of attitude, all sorts of like people can be very good and very nice, but people can also be very terrible, and it all depends on their mood that day. But nobody cares about your mood because you're supposed to be doing your job.
That's your job.
Yeah, that's my job. But you know what? I didn't care because I would not allow anybody to. I don't like when people try to like, bully me or, push me down. So I was like, I don't care if this is a job. Like, I will not let you talk to me that way. And then the point my bosses were like, it's your job. You have to be nice to these people. You have to be kind to them. You can't be showing like you're annoyed or you're uncomfortable or you're angry with the way they talk to you. And then sometimes it's like, just calm down. And most times I just like keep mute and just be quiet because I'll be so fuming. Because some customers are just very terrible, to be honest. Very annoying, very terrible. And I had to do that like day in, day out, every single day. And sometimes I even had to work on a Saturday. And then I just thought to myself like, I don't see...
Banks open on Saturday?
They do, but
which of them?
all of them, but they just don't open to customers. So we work internally on Saturdays sometimes.
So like, Zenith Bank customer.
Zenith Bank.
I know.
The particular branch where I worked at was very, very busy. So we had people coming. We even had celebrities coming in sometimes, but I don't really know too many like celebrity, like Nigerian celebrity names. So I would just say, like, this is this celebrity, this is this comedian, this is musician, and I'll be like, okay. Like, so who cares? At the end of the day, I still have to work, and they're not losing my work for me, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, so I was just like, okay, like I'll just stay there. But day in, day out, like every day going there, and also like the area where the branch was at was kind of like at night, we closed at night. And it was dangerous, like I had to use the public transportation to like, go back. And, I was lucky I never got robbed or something, but I had like a colleague that got robbed and they still have phone and like crazy things will happen. I'm like, damn, I'm so lucky I'm so lucky that like none of this ever happened to me. Like, but it became very scary for me and I didn't really like the job either. So I was just like...
How much were they paying?
How much? That year they were paying like entry level, 101. For me, then it sounded like...
What's the extra one for?
Exactly. Like why? Why not just make it 110? Maybe that's too far, but 105 maybe, but like 101 like...
110 is not too much.
And you know why it was painful? Because then, it might have seemed like much, because everyone was like, oh my goodness, especially back then, especially when we finished from NYC, like which fresh out of NYC would be any over 100K? almost nobody. I think I was the only one that time, like among my group of friends. So yeah, so like almost I was like,
Like,
oh,
oh,
just
she's a banker.
yeah, she's a banker. Like keep the job, like it's nice. I was suffering, man. I didn't like the job. Like I was so unhappy. I was like, yeah, the money's in my account, but I can't really use it because almost 6 days a week I'm going to work and I come out at night.
That's like the conundrum, the paradox of having money, but you have to work every single day.
Exactly. So it made no sense to me. So
Yeah, you stumble.
and if I wasn't happy with the job, and I was
Just go around the
the
kid.
worst part about that job where I had this boss that like never had this boss. I think it's because of the Nigerian thing. I was the youngest then. I was like 20, 21. Like I was so young. Everybody was like within their 30s, 40s and all that. So because I was the youngest, they would take advantage of that. They'd be like,
No, it's not over.
do this for me. Oh, do that for me. It got to the point they're telling me go water the plants. Excuse me, miss. I don't think people hired me to go water plants. Like, I was like, no. It got to a point, and my friend was like, I mean, they're doing this, like, you don't have to do those things, like, they don't hire you to do that.
They cheat.
But yeah, I understand. But at the same time, it's just like this Nigerian mentality, like, oh, she's younger than me, you know, she should be respectful, you know, stuff like that.
Hi, Ghana.
Right? And they had those ones, but it's just that sometimes, for some reason, like, they would be like, just go do this, just go do that, just go do this. I was just like,
I have like advice for like whenever they tell you to do something and you don't ever want them to tell you to do it again, do it in the worst possible way. That would create that mentality that never should be about to expect to do it.
exactly. I wish I knew that because then I was the kind of person that anything I do, I would always want to do my best. And because of that, people always keep on telling me to take advantage. Yeah, they keep on telling me, go do this, go do that, go do that. Yeah. And it was so annoying. Like, if you were there, they're like, oh, and they would take advantage of that, like, oh, she can do it. Like, I would literally finish my work. I would literally finish my work like so fast. Like I'll finish my work like so fast. But because of every other person is still working, I'm like, what is people doing? But because of I finished my work so fast, the first day I did that and I was like, I finished my work so fast. Like, oh, you're not doing anything. Okay, help me with this, help me with that, help me with this, help me with that, help me with that. That first day I didn't end up leaving like till late because I was on my work, but I was now doing like other people's work. And then since then I left my lesson. When I'm done with my work, I just, you know, look at my laptop, act like I'm busy, like like I just, yeah, I just like
Professional typer.
exactly, like I would just be for me busy just so they don't like, okay, help us. I'm not doing my work, sorry. Like I will keep on doing all that. So I left my lesson. And then after that, like but other than that, like some of them were really nice. But like the women, especially women are mean to women, and I don't know why, but like the women especially were just very hard, and they were like, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And one woman was like, oh, I don't think she's gonna work here for long. She's really one of those like pretty girls that come out like, oh, take her to the headquarters. Like they will all say so many things that was not even related to what I was doing. Like I'm like, how does that even relate? Like, but either way. After like 4 months, I just made up my mind. I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like I'm done. So I wrote my resignation letter. I just like sent to them. And they're like, yeah, I was like, I don't want to work here anymore. And they're like, oh, where are you going to? And I was like, why? What happened? Did you get a job another place? And I was like, honestly, I didn't have a job anywhere. I didn't have anything I was doing. I didn't even know what the future holds. I was like, I don't know anything. But I just told them, oh, I'm resigning because I'm going to, you know, go out. I'm going abroad to like study. Like, oh, where? I was like, probably Canada or US.
I told them, don't worry about it, sweetheart.
I was like, really? I will always make up these stories every time just so I don't look so serious. Because like, if you just tell people, oh, I'm quitting my job just because of I want to.
But like, we need to normalize that thing.
Exactly.
Because job hard now.
Exactly. Like as I just say, I just want to be lazy at home, do nothing. Like everybody should be able to feel like that sometimes. So, but I just felt so bad. Like, oh, I would just say, oh, I'm quitting my job to be lazy at home. Wow, you're so unserious with your life, and I didn't want to hear all those, you know, kind of comments. So I just told them, oh, I'll be going to the US or to Canada to like do my master's. I was like, oh my goodness, that's so much better for you. This and that. And I would just lie like that, like every day, like until my 2 weeks notice was up, and then I finally left, and I went home. I was like, what am I actually going to do, man? Okay, Baroma was so toxic to me that it's kind of like traumatized. I was like, I don't want to work for anybody, so I just like, okay, I'll go start my own business. I don't know one thing about business, but I was like, I'll start an online business. I think that was like really popular then. Everyone was doing online business. Like, oh, I'll do online business. And then I was like, maybe I'll buy. I don't know how I got contacts. Like I was really researching the whole thing. Oh, people get that stuff from China. They'll sell online. This one.
Dropshipping.
That was what it's called. I was like, oh, I'll go do that. I was like really trying, and I had some savings from. Because I told you I worked all those months and like didn't
work for like 4 months.
Yeah, and I didn't spend my money on anything because I was always working and I was still living with my parents, so I had all that money saved up. I bought a new phone because my phone, I think my phone got stolen or something like that. Or it got missing. I don't even know what happened, but I got a new phone. And then I was like, I'll use the money to like start my own business. I started my own business. Well, I was on the path of starting it. Like I already got the stuff from China. Like I was already setting up my online account and everything. And then my parents were like, what did you say we're going to do again? I was like, I thought I was going to start my own online business. I didn't hear nobody listen to me. And they're like, how? You know how online businesses don't ever work? Businesses like 90%, actually my dad like, oh, 90% of your businesses fail like the first year, they don't reach like the first 5
True, but at the same time,
true, but it's like, well then again I was like, I don't want to work for anybody, and if you're not going to work for anybody, you have to like do your own business. And I was like, okay, if you're so interested in doing your business, why don't you just go do your master's? Like, I was like, I don't like going to school, I don't want to go to school anymore. So just like again, that's when COVID happened. That COVID, obviously, nobody knew how long it was going to take. But it was like a year, almost a year we were on lockdown. So that whole year, I was just at home with my family and everything was put on hold. And then the next year, I think that was like 2021, the thing I finally like kind of, borders kind of like opened up. And I was like, let me take this opportunity. Let me just go. Because I got my visa and then everything came out well. I was like, okay. So let me just take this opportunity. Let me just like go. So when that border opened up a little bit, I wasn't waiting for it to close down again. I just went to the US. So I got admission to like school in US. In Texas, and then finally I started my master's in MBA, like business administration. So I went to school in Texas.
I don't know that sounds good.
And that was another whole journey of my life. It's like 2 years apart, to be honest. I feel like I've lived 2 lives now. Like one in Nigeria, like the version and everything, and then this new version in America is like a whole different world. Like America is like, it's like 2 years apart. It literally is 2 years apart. So in Texas, I like Texas because of like the weather is just like it's warm, just like Nigerian weather. So it's like no much, adjusting to that. But you see the people, the lifestyle, the standard of living, the way of thinking, everything is just the opposite of how our Nigerians, like our culture, how it's like. But yeah, like I went to Texas and I was in Corpus Christi. It's an island on Texas, so it's like a small island and it's like predominantly white, like literally like 95% white. Okay, no, 90% white. The other half like Hispanic. Then very few blacks. But the American system, the American school, everything is just so different. Like when it comes to like the classes we had, the lecturers we had, they were really chill. And I've never been, maybe because of like, Nigeria, we had like a different way of thinking and doing things. So the classes in US, like the lecturer just talks to them casually. It's like you're talking to them casually, like your friend. So like, and anybody could just like, oh, professor, just like speak their mind and they're going back and forth with the professor. Like they could say anything. Like it was so chill. Like I've never seen people so chill, so relaxed. I was like, you can't try so in Nigeria. They say you don't have respect. They say you don't have respect. So, but I like that because it like helps you just speak your mind. And one thing I liked about America was that for some reason you can never be wrong. It's like even if your ideas or your thoughts is like different from the standard, like
it's like a higher level of thinking where they believe that everybody has their own opinion and they are valid in their own way.
Exactly.
Because it's right where they come from.
Exactly. Like that's literally, so it's like you can never be wrong. So like you just say what you have in your mind It might not be what the most people would say or like the generalized version or the way everyone's thinking, but in a way it kind of like makes sense if you're able to explain why you think so. So like if you say something like, oh, this is why I think so, even if it's different from what most people say, it's like, oh, I mean, you have a point. So it's like nobody's wrong. You always have something to learn from everyone, and which is nice. So it's like that kind of gives you this kind of hope, like it's like this kind of confidence, like okay, I can always speak my mind, and something you think might just be very useless, a useless stuff. Something like, oh, we never saw it this way, and we can do this way, and like you help it get further in like the project or whatever we're working on. So that's one thing I like about that. And one thing I like about them is that they don't do seniority. I hate it actually in Nigeria. Like people do like seniority, like oh, because it was older. Yeah, although yes, sometimes it's good because just because someone is way older than you. Yes, you don't want to like doing seniority like this person is older than me and all that. But like it's still good because you have to always respect. But I like how it's not always about you have to respect your elders. You have to respect everybody, regardless. Like even if someone is older than you or way younger than you, like every human just deserves respect. Compared to like in Nigeria, like if someone younger than you, they don't care. But if someone older than you or higher status or something, you have to like respect them. So that's what I like. And then the food is so different. Like I miss Nigeria food because although Texas is not so bad, because Texas we have like a lot of African stores, but it's never really the same kind of taste.
It's like it's slightly off.
Yeah, so something is just like it's good, but it's just not quite right like what you're used to. So I liked like you could still get some African food, but it was just never really same. Most times you're eating American food and they like sugar, like they put sugar in every single thing. Like I've never seen people put sugar, even in their tomatoes sauce, they put sugar in it. Things you're not supposed to put sugar, they put sugar. If like their common food is either there's cheese or there's sugar or there's cheese and sugar.
Bro, that's retarded.
Like it's crazy. It's like so much sugar and everything. And they have like this so many junk food, like I know that. But I just like how they.
What's the rate of obesity?
So it's higher. It's like I think it's like it's one of the highest
in the world.
It's a lot of people out. It's like I mean, of course, if you put sugar in everything, what do you expect? And like all these sweet things are always very cheap. So it's like you have to be able to control yourself, to be able to like to watch your weight, eat healthy, go to the gym. Like you have to be conscious of that because it's just so easy to like
just buy something, whatever you have in your house,
and it's always so cheap.
And that's the problem.
It's cheap.
So like, eat healthy is now the expensive.
Exactly. So that's like the downside. Like the food is really not the best, and the food. But then the people are really nice. Well, at least to my face. But the people are really nice though. No, generally, I think no.
They didn't give you this
like the awkward smile. Yeah, the awkward smile.
The behind closed doors.
Yeah, so
the American KK.
Right, so like, and that's because coming to the US, everybody will always tell you like they can be racist, they can be racially to blacks, you hear all this normal like the usual talk and everything. But surprisingly, like where I was, like they were really really nice. Like the day I got there, the school I was in, there were some volunteers like from church. The volunteers picked me up from the airport. They took me out to eat. Then they took me grocery shopping, like they helped me moving, setting, and I was like, wow, this is brilliant. And they didn't ask for anything in return, they were just being nice. So it was good. And then they helped me, like I made some friends, and they were all very nice, they're all very friendly, like they're very welcoming. That's what I like about them.
Were you like on guard when they were like doing all this stuff with you? You were like, okay, but what do you want?
Exactly, because Nigeria is not like that.
Nigeria is a tit for tat economy.
Yeah, exactly. Nigeria, you have to like, if someone does something for you, just know you have to give them something in return. Like there's no way around it. But that was the first time like people were doing a lot of nice things for me and nobody asked for anything. And they even told me like if you need more things done, come to me. I wasn't used to that, so that was like the big difference. But I liked it though. I liked it. I like how they were different. Like they were friendly, very nice, very welcoming. And that's something I liked about them. But everything has like ups and downs. That's what I always tell people. Like Nigeria wasn't perfect. Like it has ups and downs. But even America is not perfect. Like America has like its ups and downs. They have their good side, bad side. So the thing about Americans are like very open, friendly, like nice, talk to you and all that. But the downside about America is like as much as they're like friendly, like nice, and very welcoming to you, the downside is that the friendship is always like surface level. So it's like they're your friends, but like really surface level, really basic things like, oh, we just go out to eat for lunch, or but it's like when you have like a deep, like a friend, deep connection.
So you can go and you can be in the midst of people, but at the same time you can still be lonely.
Exactly. So that's why yes, people say things like, oh, Albert can be very lonely and those kind of stuff, because you can really make friends so easily, but most times they're very surface level friendship. Like when I first came, I made a lot of friends. I'm not even kidding. Like I made a lot of friends. But how many did I I would say
keep in touch
today?
with?
Like I keep in touch. Let's say this is my close friend. I call up. Probably like 5, and I'll say 2 that I'm really really close to. The other 3 are like they're like Nigerians too, but like Nigerians are like moved to US as well. So, but for the actual like Americans, they're like probably like 2 or 3 of them. As of many I made, like many. But then again, I just think like generally life is like that. So you meet a lot of people, you make a lot of friends, but the connection you have with people will depends. Like not everyone's gonna be like your best of friend. Like you pick and choose. And that's how it's supposed to be. So, but like America, and then so I did my masters. That was another struggle because I don't like school, I don't like maths, and I had to do those 2. I had to do those 2 like for almost 2 years. It was a struggle, but it was nice because like I got to have like new food, new experiences, new friends, new stuff, and all that stuff. So it's like it was nice. Difference was I liked differences because I like to learn about other people's culture and all that. I went on trips with friends, and I did a lot of fun stuff, so it was good. I liked the experience, like coming to the US, and then I finally finished my masters. I just graduated like this year actually. Oh, that was not so far. I just graduated this year, like summer period. So I'm doing my masters right now. I'm working, and then I moved to Philadelphia. So that's where I am like currently. I moved to Philadelphia, and I'm working at a law firm right now, and I'm working the operations department of the law firm in Philly. And Philly was under like cultural shock. I know it's crazy because like in the same US, but like different states have like different thinking, different way to speak, different way of doing things. And Philly is cold, like East Coast is like cold, it snows. So it's like that's the new like thing, like it's different, like compared to Texas. But the people there are also like really nice, very friendly, and yeah, I'll say. But for Philly and Texas, I think right now I prefer Philly more because when I was in Texas, I didn't drive. In Texas, you don't have like public transportation, like you have to drive your own car. I don't have a car, and I wasn't driving there. But Philly, we have like we have the trains, buses, so you can like go around, like you can be very, mobile. You don't have to depend on anyone. Then Texas, I have to depend on my friends to go grocery shopping, to do almost anything, which was annoying. But now it's like I just like Philly, and I have like 2 friends.
You feel it?
Yeah, now because I just moved like 2 months ago. So it's still fresh. I'm still surveying and learning about Philly and how it's like.
But didn't you hear like Philly is kind of dangerous?
Actually, no.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I know Philly is just like New York, but like a softer version of New York.
Softer version of the Bronx.
Of the Bronx, exactly. But they do have their gangs. They have their gangsters. They have. The truth is they are there, but you just have to try not to mix with them. Like just keep to yourself and
they have their blocks.
Exactly. So, but yeah, I mean everything was I just feel like everything just happened. And it was funny because I never saw myself come to the US. Like I remember telling my workplace, oh, I'm going to Canada, US, and I was literally lying. But now look at me. And I don't know about me. Like, like I actually did what I said it would do. But I mean, I don't regret it. Like it was fun, it was interesting, and I think I wouldn't even change anything because everything just makes you the person you're meant to be, and it's all part of life's journey. So now, and I think that's why I had like, because anytime I tell people, oh, I moved to the US, they're like, oh, what about your family? I was like, oh, I came myself. People are like, so, how are you able to live alone? Like just you alone. But then again, I was like, after what I went through in, you know, boarding house, like I feel maybe that was building me up to live this type of life. So it was all worth it in the end, and I liked every bit of it. Okay. Yeah.
That was fantastic. Very beautiful experience. I think after the whole traumatic experience you experienced, like I think everything tied up quite nicely. Like it balanced out. University and masters. Like pre-degree and so like everything really did balance out. And I think about those people that bullied you, where are they now?
To be honest, where are they?
Where are they now?
Really, where are they? Probably. Well, I wish them the best, to be honest.
Right.
That's all I can say. I truly wish them the best. Like, no harm to anyone. Like, but I just never understood, like, how would you be mean to somebody, like, your fellow?
Because when you were a senior, you didn't do the same thing.
I didn't do the same thing. And I couldn't understand why. Because, like, trying to lay your hands on someone sick. That's literally sick. But one thing I always say is like many of them were never happy with themselves. Probably were going through a lot, maybe from home
and it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
They beat them, so they beat you.
Exactly. So that's very true. So like that was it. But honestly, this is actually the first time I'm recalling my whole life, like major things of my whole life. So I like this video and I like doing it, to be honest.
Yes.
And see the whole thing as a whole. It's just like
actually reflect on your life.
Like reflect on my life. I'm like I made it this far and like I'm doing well and I'm happy for every moment that happened because it just helped me like
when you see how far you've come, it's kind of hard to place that against imposter syndrome. Like am I supposed to
be exactly like how why
you are.
But now it makes sense, like everything makes sense and I thank God, you know, I thank God like everything just fell into place, everything happens for a reason. And everything just went how it was supposed to go. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay.
Alright. So is there any like closing now?
Thank you so much for being on the vlog. My name is Nexan. Okay.
You're welcome. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube.
Okay.
Let me get you now.
Alright. My YouTube.
So how many people have you done now?
You're the second person.
You're the 10th person.
You're the second person. And you're the second because like everybody has a lot to say.
True.
And I don't like to interrupt. Just actually let people say what they have to say.
Sure.
And what I asked you wasn't what I asked him.
What did you, because we have different lives. So
you have different lives, exactly. Yeah. So I can't like say law or say like this is what you have to say. Like me and him, we talked about perfumes and like hair, beards, and just like cause he likes scents, fragrances and stuff like that. So this is my channel. You can subscribe if you like.
Oh, I forgot my line is US line.
Are you on WhatsApp?
Yeah, that's my WhatsApp number.
Did you save it? IB?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I'll text you on WhatsApp. Let me get the next person.
I wonder who the next person is.
Yes. I wonder who it will be too.